Adults Season 1. You guys loved the mini review that I gave last week. Mm-hmm. So we thought, why not give an entire segment for adults? Because Phil, you watched it.
Yeah.
Phil, give us your number score, please, and tell us what you thought.
All right. So out of the whole show, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Let's go.
I'm going to give it an 8
Let's
out of 10.
go.
I really enjoyed, I think you're the one who put me on when you said, they really have chemistry with each other. So that was one thing I was watching with this show, how well the actors are,
they seem like actual friends.
Seem like actual friends and stuff. And the stuff they get into, literally that first episode in the subway, I was like, okay, they're really tight.
What an opener. An opener, by the way.
I'm just seeing them. They're all really tight. They're all close together. I'm like, okay, I'm already getting that vibe. But the next thing you know, you see this guy on the stinking subway performing a certain thing, and then
Issa's like, oh, you want to do that?
When she did that, I went
so good.
And then right when she's asking, can anybody do anything? And then she gets up and then she starts,
you're a nurse. So good.
I just went, this is the first 3 minutes.
Yeah.
This is the first 3 minutes. And I was like, okay, let's see how this plays out. They go back to the house and you find out they're in Queens. And I was like, oh, man. And then stuff keeps going on. And I'm just like, bro, Samir, what?
Samir, I love you.
Samir he's interesting.
Samir is someone who shares that name. I love you. That's my middle name.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's my middle name.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, I love you.
That's tough in a good way, though, just in case if anybody gets confused by that.
Tough. I don't think anyone would have been like, tough. Oh, you're racist.
There's been a couple people where it's like, whenever I said the word tough, they'll be like, what are you talking about? Why would that be tough? I'm like, no, tough. Tough is good. And they're
my
like,
gosh.
oh.
People are funny, bro. People just don't understand tone.
Yeah, but
it's fine. You're good.
The show does a good job of showing us how close they are and even the crazy situations they get into.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And how together they are. There were some points where I was like debating if they're narcissists or something.
No, they are.
Yeah. And then because, low key, there's a difference that I was learning. There's people who have narcissistic traits and then there's people who are narcissists. Because I feel like sometimes there are people who just have, anybody can pretty much be have narcissist.
I think Issa is a narcissist. 100. She's 100% a narcissist.
That episode with the funeral, bro.
So funny. Her and Anton are so funny, dude.
Bro, Anton just don't care, bro. He does not care.
Yeah, that, honestly, I think I talked about it on my mini review. I think the thing I'll never understand is how they were able to get away with the jokes they were making. The first episode, when they find out someone they went to school with got molested, and then Anton looks at the picture of it and says, "Oh yeah, he looks like he'd get molested."
Oh man!
Oh my god!
What are you saying? They all looked at him. They're like, Anton, and he's like, "What? He does." I was like,
so good, so good. I know that show. I think what I love so much about it is each individual episode is so creative.
Yeah.
Everything's distinct. It's all very different. You'll watch sitcoms sometimes and you'll kind of run into that same generic, they have to be in two places at once. Or, oh no, what? You weren't supposed to be here. Things their situations they get in are so weird.
Oh yeah.
The stabbing episode is such a good, and the family dinner or the dinner party one.
Yeah.
It's such a basic sitcom premise, but they take it to a whole different level because it is just it's so random.
Yeah.
Why is Charlie Cox on drugs?
But before we get into that, I kind of want to go through each episode.
Oh, do it, please.
No, with you and
let's do it.
Let's talk about episode 1.
The pilot.
So, what was your favorite thing from episode 1?
The paywall. The paywall gag the entire time. That every single episode that made me laugh. Every single time they did that. I think they do it 2 or 3 times. In the beginning, when Paul Baker, he's on his phone, he's like, "Oh, okay, so you're gonna do this." Oh, there's a paywall. It gets it, and then at the end when they are messing with the pipes, they're like, "All right, guys, I finally found it." And they're on, what are they on? They're on some drug.
YouTube?
And
they were on
ecstasy.
I don't think it was ecstasy. It was something else.
They're on some drug. Doesn't matter.
It was on some
and
drug.
He's like, all right, guys, so then you gotta, there's a paywall. It's just it's so good. It got me every single time. That was probably my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
What about you?
Bro, my favorite thing in that episode, and this is another thing I like about season 1, episode 1. It did a very good job of establishing who the characters are, what their personality types are, and what their problem is.
Yeah, 100%.
So my favorite thing, and I love Issa, but I hated it sometimes. But Issa's they're at the thing, the rally thing for Kyle. And then she goes up, she's like, "Oh, I want to say something. And she goes up and she's like, "Are we having fun?" Well, Kyle wasn't when he was touched at work. And everybody was dead.
So
silent.
good.
And I was like,
good.
I thought she was gonna say something like, I was like, she's gonna say something really bad. I know. And then right when
That
she
took
goes,
it to a different level.
I was just thinking she was like doing a good job, and then right when she said that, I was like, oh, and everybody did the same thing when they looked at her. I was like, oh my gosh,
So good.
But yeah, episode 1, I gave that a 9 out of 10.
100%.
9 out of 10. Now episode 2, what'd you feel about that?
That's the colonoscopy episode?
That's spit roast.
Okay. Samir, you're my king, bro. I love him so much. He's so funny. When I don't know if there's a specific instance or specific episode or specific thing in that episode that's my favorite. Actually, there is. What it is when Samir is given the control over Billy. He's like, all right, I get to say what happens, and he's like, oh, you're trying to like milk money out of her? No, do all 3 of the things at once. Not understanding that they're gonna charge her still for those things is so good. That's like prime like mid-20s not understanding things. Like it's just so funny to me. I don't know. They're so dumb, and like Samir did not know what he's doing, but he just got power hungry, and he was just like, no, I'm trying to help Billy do all. And he's like looking at her. He's like, so you guys are gonna like, you guys can't do like one at a time. Like you have to do all 3 at once. Like we're just doing what you ordered.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but like she looks like that, and I was just like, it's so good. It's so funny. And then Anton and Paul Baker just having a great time in the hospital, just
wheelchair
hanging out.
race.
Yeah, just hanging out. I think something that's like an entire season thing, just really fast, because like this show did it, is even random characters call Paul Baker.
Yep.
Because everyone has that one friend that you call by their full name. Like everyone has that guy in their group. I have a friend,
John B.
over
in Outer Banks.
But like I don't know about you. Like I have a friend that I call like full name. His name's Josh Henry. I call him Josh Henry. Like it's just like because it works. He has 2 first names. And so in this case, Paul Baker is not 2 first names, but Paul Baker just rolls off the tongue, just calling him Paul. You can't just call him Paul. Paul
That
Baker.
is true.
And everyone calls him Paul Baker. I think it's so funny. But yeah. What about you? Episode 2.
Episode 2, I'd probably say my favorite part was, I did like the Samir thing when he went up to that doctor. He was like, what was his name again?
I don't
Glenn
remember.
or something?
I don't remember.
He goes up, he's like, hey, what are we doing? Come on, I said this. Let's have it. Let's do it. And he's like, I'm going to raise my voice. I'm going to do it. Give me the endoscopy. And I went, oh my gosh. And he's like, okay, let's prep her. But I think that the only reason why he did that, I think he did understand that she had to pay for all those tests, but he was doing it because he thought that she still had she had insurance.
Oh, you're right. That's what it was. You are right. That's right. And then she got the email because that's right.
And then at the end, she's like, "Yeah, well, good thing I did it all because I don't have insurance." And he went, "What?"
Yeah, I forgot. That's right.
I felt so bad when that happened because I was like, low key, he was doing something pretty good. But that's dangerous. That's why I was like, "Oh, do you know what those tests are?" I think that was the stupid thing about it. He didn't know what those tests are. But then, right when I don't know. I think that what he was doing was I could see where he was coming from. But if I'm being for real, I'm searching up what those tests are before I'm having her do it.
Yeah,
I'm searching them up. But yeah, and then Issa getting mad because then Billy didn't let her be her. What was the word?
I don't know what word they used, but
let her be her decision maker on certain health procedures. Issa was like, "Man, I'll tell her because you guys are."
So good, good, dude.
But yeah, episode 2 was pretty good.
Episode 3.
Have you seen this man?
It's the stabber episode.
Yes.
But is that the episode when Paul Baker and Samir sell a gun?
Yes.
Okay, that's my favorite part of that episode. Samir, tell this guy I have sex with men. Like, it's so good. It's like that entire conversation with the guy when he's just like confused on who this guy is. He's like trying to be more like, oh yeah, I'm a dude, and then the guy's not, and he's like, well, I'm because if you were gay, like I'd sell you the gun, and he's like, oh, well, like Samir, tell this guy I have sex with men. Like it's so good. That episode is so funny.
It's like, no, never.
Yeah, no, oh no. This guy, he's so funny. But
Get out of my shop.
My favorite bit, and it's definitely this is a me joke. And can I just say, I love that there is a Middle Eastern character that's actually one of the main characters. In so many shows, it's either the funny side character or basically non-existent. It doesn't happen, right? We always get casted as a different race or we're just funny. That's it. Samir being the main character, I love him so much, and I feel like I can identify with him so much. When he is trying to sell the gun outside on the street with Paul, but he does the Middle East. He's like, Paul, I got this. Don't worry. No. My friend, would you like to buy this gun? The way I laughed, dude, so hard. I was not expecting that at all. It was hilarious, dude.
My friend, big gun, good price.
I'm like, what? So good. It's so good, dude. I was not ready for it. I was not ready for it. But I love it so much.
His face when he said it too was just perfect. My friend, big gun, good price. As they were walking in, I was like, oh my gosh. And then when that woman came over, she's like, hey, you guys want to buy a gun? Oh!
Yeah.
I was like, guys,
So good.
guys, think about what you're doing.
And then what's yours? Because like if yours the same as mine, because the other thing that like Anton, Issa, and Billy are doing is also just as funny.
My favorite thing was when they were all looking at Anton's text.
Oh yeah.
And then they're looking at him. They're going through. They're complaining about all the text he has. That was ridiculous. 4,000 text messages is crazy. But when they're looking at the stabber's text messages and then it lights up because he's typing and they're like, oh my gosh. And they're like, no. And then it goes away. He's like, see, you're freaking out over nothing. And then he hearted something and they freak out. I was like,
so good. So freaking good. And that entire episode of Anton being what they call a friend slut is the funniest thing on planet Earth.
That was funny.
I love it. When he's at the police station and he's talking to he's like, oh my gosh, like
I
he's
love
talking,
your earrings.
So good, dude. I love him. He's so funny.
Anton's funny, bro. He's funny, but I don't mind that because that's part of his character.
What?
But the whole thing about how he doesn't like really care a lot of times, but he does at the same time. It's weird, but I don't know. He's a funny dude, man.
Such a funny guy.
He makes it. All of them are funny.
They're all funny in their own way. Like they all have different humor, but it meshes so well together. I feel like they're all different kinds of comedy relief, except Billy.
I like Billy.
I think, but Billy is the level-headed one. She's like the most adult out of all of them. That's like the entire point.
That is true.
But I love Billy. Like, not to say like she's not funny. Like she has her moments. But
speaking of Billy, episode 4, House Rules.
Which one is this?
That's the one where they told her not to do any more knock knocks, going back to her high school, and then like.
Oh yeah, and then she goes to see Charlie Cox. That's right. Yeah.
Bro, when Charlie Cox showed up on the screen, I went, that's Daredevil.
That's actually why I started watching.
Oh,
I was getting clips of him, and I was like, what is he
know.
doing in this show? What the heck? I have to go watch it. So then I watched it.
I was laughing so hard because like when he turned around in the chair and she goes knock knock and he's like Billy. I was like,
what
is that? Expedition 33?
Such an odd role for him. Like I wasn't expecting him to be as funny as he is. He's so funny.
Oh, he's very funny, bro.
But I'm trying to think. I don't remember what everyone else does in that episode. Oh, Anton tries to break his dry spell. That was the joke.
Oh man, the rat took the air tag.
I remember the best part of that episode. It's Samir. It's Samir in his job interview was the funniest thing on planet Earth. The way, dude, like my jaw dropped. He like, hey Samir, you're great. Like I think you got the job. He's like, really? I got the job? He's like, yeah, I think you got it. And they all get excited. He's like, yeah, dance, like get excited. He turns around and moons them.
I literally reacted like them. I was like,
dude, why? What thought that was a good idea? What made you think that was a good idea? And then he goes upstairs and he's like, did you get he's like, how's the interview go? Went great. And then I mooned them. And he was like, what? What do you mean you mooned them? So good. That's probably the best part of the episode.
I was like, what made you think showing your butt to them was gonna be like,
the moment.
Hey, yeah.
Heat of the moment, baby. It's the heat of the moment.
Oh, man.
What about you? What's the best part?
I gotta go with Charlie Cox showing up in the episode.
Just like him being there?
It surprised the heck out of me. I was like, what are you doing here?
You know you can call them, right? Did you call them? What did they say when you called them? You can call them? You didn't call them?
I was like, this man, he's saving the day just like in Daredevil.
There's going to be more of him later, too, so it's going to be...
Oh, for real?
Well, episode 6.
Oh, yeah. That's what you meant. I thought you meant season 2.
No, I don't know if he'll be in season 2. But episode 5, anything...
Oh!
Which one's this one?
Episode 5, Theracide. The therapist who died.
That's what it is.
The Anton and Issa episode.
Yeah, and they're like, oh my gosh. Actually, no. My favorite part of that episode is Samir and Paul Baker. You know what? I think you guys can tell who my favorite character is. It's Samir and Paul Baker. When they go to the kid's house and they're playing Smash Bros. Melee, the funniest thing ever. Because can I be honest with you? That's me. If I walked into a house and a bunch of kids, I was like, can I play? Like, I want to play.
I'm not doing that, bro.
And Billy's like, you guys can't like keep going over there. He's like, yeah, they can't come over there. We can't go over there. They can't come over here either. Aw, dude, dang it. Like, it's so funny. That felt, again, like, all of their, like nothing they were doing was inherently bad. But it's, except giving them beer.
I was about to say, you were supplying them with some alcohol.
Yeah, but, like, it wasn't until, like, the girls show up and they're giving them the drink. And he's like, whoa, what are you guys doing? And he's
Is
like,
this a guy-girl party?
Is this a guy-girl
We didn't know this was guy-girl party.
Paul, we have to get out of here. We have to get out. Let's go. And then it's like, so good. That was my favorite part of the episode for sure. Because Ethan and
drink all the stinking booze. They're like, we're taking your booze. No.
That and the what do you call it? The seance, I guess. Like when the lady's talking to the ghost. It's so funny.
My favorite part of that whole episode was when they go to the funeral like thing after, and they're like, we want to sit here. We want to talk to them real quick. And they're talking about how like the therapist communicate with them and that it's our fault for this and that. And they admit that he slipped in the bathtub or something and killed himself.
Oh, yeah.
And then she's like, you know, you guys are really... And then the Katie girl goes, some narcissist. And then they go, oh, what's your name? Katie? Oh, yeah, he doesn't mention you at all in this. And it just cuts the whack. And then they're just like, so I don't know why you're talking.
So good, dude.
I was like, oh, my gosh. And even the scene where they're over by his body and they're just like, do you hear that? No. And then he's like, whoa. Where'd that come from? And then Issa does it too. She's like, do you hear that? No. I was like, what's wrong with you two?
So stupid, dude. They're so dumb. Okay, episode 6.
Here we go.
Arguably the best episode of the show.
Roast chicken.
That episode was so fun. Again, it takes a generic sitcom concept and blows it out of proportion. It makes it insane. But my favorite part of the episode isn't any of the gags, but it's something I actually saw recently that I didn't notice. When Billy is looking at the chicken, and she was like, it looks great, right? And Samir like looks at her and says, it does look great. I'm rooting for you guys, bro. I need that to happen. When that hits, dude, when they finally get together, it's going to be freaking like the best thing ever.
It might, but I'm going to be for real. I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Why?
If Samir gets more mature a little bit, then yeah, just a little bit. Not like totally get mature, just like a little bit better, then yeah. But like Billy, I don't know, he still got some stuff to learn. But I think I can see it. I can see it for sure happening again, where it's like, oh yeah, like you've always been there for me. And even the way he took care of Charlie in that episode. Dude,
he's literally the GOAT. Samir is the GOAT. And here's the thing, right? It's the sitcom tale as old as time. Again, generic sitcom thing. You know, you have the two people.
Yeah.
They're going to get together. They're going to break up because they're not mature enough. They're not ready for each other yet. And they're going to get back together at the end of the show. And it's going to be great. It's going to be straight magic. I'm telling you, like, I'm saying it here now. Like, it's going to happen. It's going to be literally magic. I'm so freaking excited. But obviously, Charlie Cox freaking out of the table is probably the funniest thing in the episode. Or actually, when she cuts the chicken.
Nobody says grace anymore.
Yeah, no one says grace. When she cuts the chicken. Or when Charlie Cox, and it's like, he's like eating it, dude. I was like, oh, dude. Man. She's like, you're supposed to defrost it?
Yeah.
You're supposed to thaw it? So good, dude. It's so funny.
Oh, man.
That entire episode, I think, like, in its entirety, is hilarious.
Bro, Julia Fox showing up.
Didn't know who that was.
Surprised the heck out of me. She was a star that I believe gained her fame big time from the movie Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. That was a really good movie.
I looked it up after. I felt like Paul Baker that whole episode. I did not know who that was. They were like, that's Julia Fox. I was like, is that
Not a lot of people do, but she also dated Kanye West.
I was like, is that a real, like, famous person? Like,
yeah.
I'm, like, really confused.
She came up really weirdly. Like, Uncut Gems, like, everybody was like, wow, she's so pretty. I love her. And then after that, she started dating Kanye West after him and, like, Kim Kardashian broke up. And then that's when she really got famous. And then now I guess she's a model that's super famous now. I don't know what she's doing now.
I think she probably just models. That's
a lot of people love her.
But I was like, I don't know who this is, like, at all, in the slightest. And when Paul Baker's like, oh yeah, what is it, Jules? Oh yeah, like my friend Jules is gonna come over. He's like, Julia Fox is sitting on my couch.
I was shook because the whole time he kept saying Jules, and I'm like, okay, it's probably just some random girl that Issa's gonna get jealous of. And I was like, okay. But then right when Julia Fox showed up, I was like, oh,
again,
Issa.
Taking a most generic sitcom concept and blowing it out of proportion because it's like an actual famous person. Like, it's not just like some attractive girl.
Man.
So good, dude.
I was so shook because the hood came on. I was like, who is this? Why she got a hood on? She acted like she's a celebrity. And right when it came off, I was like, that's Julia Fox. What the? And then Paul Baker's just like, yeah, Jules. I was like, and then Issa and everybody's reaction was me. I was like, that's Julia Fox. What do you mean, Paul Baker? What do you mean? It's just Jules. That's Julia Fox.
So good, dude.
And then like Issa goes and changes and tries to act like her. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of valid. Because I don't know why Paul Baker ain't trying to hit on Julia Fox, like, low-key.
Because he's just a great guy.
He is. He's a great guy, which I appreciate, by the way. I was just like, you really are just, like, not very perceptive.
Yeah.
It's cool. But, like, that's Julia Fox. You're naturally friends with Julia Fox. That's why I was like.
Yeah.
I like the surprises they keep throwing at you.
Just a crazy episode, dude. Mm-hmm. Are you ready to move on to episode 7?
Yep.
Last 2 episodes. Episode 7.
Annabelle.
This episode was weird for me.
Yeah.
Because I think every single part is funny. Samir cutting the poop in the toilet.
Oh.
Okay, not only Samir clogging the toilet on a getaway with his girlfriend is the funniest thing ever.
And then you find out she clogged it.
Yeah, it's so
first.
good. So good. But I think the funniest part is just Anton and Paul Baker hanging out with the girl trying to get an abortion.
Yep.
It's the funniest thing ever. When she like wants it to be like this big like I want to go here, I want to go do this, and they're just like, what is it? They say something to her that I was just like, whoa, like that's wild. Like you shouldn't have like done this in the first place.
The who effed you line?
Yeah,
Anton?
who effed you? Who effed you? So good, dude. She got Anton so good.
Yeah.
And then when she was like being nice is it like a personality trait, I was like, dude, stop being mean to my guy, bro. Paul Baker.
Like, what did Paul Baker do to you, man? And then when they like smoke with her and then they think they're having a nice moment and then she's like, you know, when I grow up, I want to tell my kids I never want to have the life you have or something like that. And then Paul Baker goes, F you! I was like, oh, she hit a nerve.
And then Issa and Billy just like, their like weird little dance thing. And they're like,
yeah.
All right, guys, class is over. Let's go. Like, that's it. Like, it's so funny, dude. We have to control the situation. What? I think we're just going to fire her. No. Like, don't fire her. Like, she really cares. And then once the, like, all right, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Or I like when Issa, like, gives the phone to the kid. It's like, hey, order Postmates for everyone. Like, you know what everyone likes. What the frick? Like, what do you mean? It was so good, dude. They're all so funny.
Crazy, man. But I love all of them.
We got a taste. We got a taste of Paul Baker and Anton.
I knew from the jump in episode 2,
I had a feeling.
the hospital.
Yeah, I had a feeling that like, okay, because they mentioned that Paul Baker's fluid, and I was like, okay, random thing to mention. I don't know if like that would matter unless it's story reasons, you know? So I was like, okay, and then like they're hanging out, and I'm like, okay, he like maybe they're just really close, and then like you keep watching, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a problem later. This is gonna be what breaks the friend group.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Well, I don't think it's gonna break the friend group because low key, this is what I think. Well, this is what I thought. The reason why I instantly knew that something was gonna happen was because Anton and Issa are way too close. They're way too tight. And then instantly I knew they kind of have the same type. Because that episode when they're tracking that one guy.
Yeah.
Because I remember the guy comes out and then Issa and Paul Baker were
that was
like,
a funny thing.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's the guy that Anton would like. The guy kind of looked like Paul Baker, so I instantly knew. Wait. If this doesn't work out with that one guy, which I know it isn't, because it's a random guy, and no matter what, even if he were to meet the Anton, they probably have some problems. Paul Baker is the next person who looks just like that guy. And they had a lot of points where they were talking to each other and like actually like bonding compared to Issa and him, where it's kind of like, yes, they have a bond, but it's more like I feel like it's more physical. Mm-hmm. So instantly I knew Anton and him are going to get together.
They're going to get together.
But low key, I also think, I kind of think they're going to become a throuple. I think Issa, Anton, and Paul Baker are going to become a throuple.
Can I be honest? I honestly hope not. Mm-hmm. I would hate that. Because
I
think that breaks a lot of the drama that you can get in like strong writing. If they're just like, okay, we can all be together. Unless what I could see is they do that for a little bit and they're like, this isn't working.
Yeah.
There's an argument. I think that's gonna be the thing that breaks the friend group.
Yeah.
You need that thing. You need the thing that causes like a big drama. Because Samir and Billy are like the.
That's gonna break the friend group too.
No, they're the main couple. That's what the show is. Like they're the main couple, but Anton and Paul Baker are going to be the thing that like causes strife in the group. They're going to be the problem, right? And then Issa's going to have a hard time. People are going to take sides. But I think the throuple thing will happen in the beginning. It won't work. And then there's going to be arguments for sure. I think that like you need that thing that's going to cause like big drama. And that gets me into episode 8 where I felt like episode 8 was the first like very strong writing, like in terms of like a drama perspective. because of everything with the wedding. I really liked it. It was still funny. They kept it light, but they're obviously trying to like set something up because Paul Baker and Anton get married.
Yeah.
And like they're obviously doing something.
We all knew that was gonna happen too.
100%. And like we knew how that was gonna end, but now I'm curious to see how it builds. And I hope it keeps building, because if this show can balance the like insane humor that it has with like some very serious drama writing, this could literally be like great. This could be one of the greats. I think like the best sitcoms do that the best. The Office kills it. I've never seen How I Met Your Mother. I'm planning on watching it very soon. How I Met Your Mother kills that until the end, obviously. For me, a big one that's really important to me is Superstore. I love Superstore so much. That like the drama kills, dude. It's so freaking good. So I just really hope that this show keeps it up. And I found out it's Nick Kroll executive producing.
Oh.
He's like heavily involved with the show.
This guy did Big Mouth, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love
That
Nick
makes
Kroll.
so much
Nick
sense.
Kroll is so funny. So like I was like, okay, this makes sense why I think this is really funny. But I hope they can balance that like insane wacky comedy with very serious drama, because I think they could like kill it. That's what always elevates these shows. They can't just be funny anymore. At least for me. Like the shows that are just funny don't usually work. Like I love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia for the clips.
Yeah.
I don't love it though. You know, that show's so funny, but it just doesn't stick because I'm just tied to the humor. I'm not tied to like any, like, I'm not connected to these characters. I think they're all funny, but I'm not connected to them.
Yeah.
This show has the perfect opportunity to make me really connected with these characters by having some real serious drama.
Got you.
But yeah.
I also like the fact that a lot of them, because they showed us their characters from episode 1 and what their flaws may or may not be. But then towards the end in episode 8, they showed us that they were definitely learning and doing better. Samir standing up to Zach Carlos, I feel like that showed a really
Zach
good...
Carlos. I love that Issa's other ex-boyfriend, they also call by his full name.
Yep.
Zach Carlos. I noticed it like I was like, wait, oh yeah, huh? Like they keep doing that. Why?
Exactly. But I just really like the fact that he stood up for himself for a second, because he's like... And he didn't even need a reminder to do it, because at the beginning of the episode, they called him a B-boy. You know, I'm not gonna cuss, but you know, that obviously messed with him, like through episode 1 and 2. But through the rest of the episodes, you see him not becoming a b-boy. You see him becoming way more like stern, way more upfront, way more like, no, this is not what we're gonna do, and like stand up for himself. Because different situations, he was like, nah, like this is wrong or something.
Yeah.
And I like how at the end, he was just like all fed up, just like everybody else fed up with different things, and he was like, no, we're going to need you to sign these sticking papers now. And then, you know, even though it kind of did fail for a second, Anton had to help him out through that. He still stood up and got in that dude's face and went, sign the papers. Like, you're not moving in. And I like that. I like how it showed him maturing. And even with Anton, like, yeah, they called him the friend slut, but he was learning to, like, I mean, he's getting feelings for Paul Baker. So, yeah. I mean, he's learning not to be, like, all out there.
He's learning to have, like, a serious relationship.
Yeah, he's learning to be more serious. Issa... I think the one thing she learned in season 1 was what she truly wants, what she truly is. Because she is with Paul Baker, but then she realizes that she doesn't want to get married. She doesn't want to be tied down yet. She wants to still be her own person.
I will say, though, I think Issa had the least... growth.
I was just trying to find something.
No, like I don't think like that. I feel like that was something she always knew, but she like forced herself into a situation because she thought it was what's best, but she still was like, yeah, no, like I don't want this.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is valid, but I think she's gonna be the character that is gonna have the roughest arc.
Yeah.
I don't think her character is gonna very seamlessly grow. She's gonna be the one that's always stuck in her ways. Where I could see like Billy growing a lot.
Billy's definitely
Samir,
gonna be growing.
Anton.
Billy and Samir.
Paul Baker I can see always kind of as more comic relief, but like more Anton, Billy, and Samir, I can see them growing very heavy. I think Issa will be the one that sort of gets held back and feels like everyone's moving on without her because she's so stuck in like her ways. That's just me. That's just kind of I feel like that's where it's gonna go, but who knows?
Hey.
But yeah.
Either way,
fantastic
like
show, dude. I'm so happy you watched it.
I like the conversations that they had. I like the dilemmas that they were in. I just love the craziness of it.
It's so crazy. It's almost like it moves so fast and everything is so insane. Like, again, it's so just like, it takes, I'm going to say it for like the 5th time repeating myself. It takes the generic sitcom concept and blows it out of proportion. So it makes everything seem way crazier than it actually is. especially because these characters act the heck out of it.
Oh yeah.
They freaking like they sell me on everything they're doing so hard because their chemistry is great and they're so committed to these characters. And I think they're all so talented. They're all very new actors. I was looking at their their portfolio. Like there's like I think one of them was in a big thing. I think Billy was in like one big thing, but she was like a small role. Yeah. Same thing with Samir. Like he didn't have like a whole lot, but like this is the start for them. I think Paul Baker was a TikTok star. Didn't know that. He was like big on social media. He was big on social media, and then he got this role. So it's just like, hey, like he obviously probably acted beforehand, but like that's like probably how they found him. Like you guys have so much potential, and I'm so glad like this cast is so good because again, if this show goes on for 5, 6 seasons, 7 seasons, whatever, this will be one of those like that's a family. Like that's a group, you know?
I also appreciate this because I was thinking low key, this is kind of like an adult. The way it was going was an adult animation like type of cartoon.
Oh, it does feel like that. Yeah,
it felt like that. But I also appreciate it because it's not always a fail with these people. Like they're learning and there's a story going through it. It's kind of like one of those Netflix adult animated shows where they're actually kind of learning something or there's a story to it. Because I hate, like, when I was watching adult animated cartoons, I hate them a lot because there is always negatives no matter what. Like, I hate when there's just negatives that go on. There's never a good moment that happens for them. Like maybe for a second, like it's like, oh, for an episode I'm gonna be president of the United States, but the next thing you know they're like, well, you suck, you're the worst ever, you're racist, you blew up the whole country, this and that, and then they'll just leave, go back to their regular life, and then whatever. But I hate that. I hate when stuff like that happens. It seems like there's always progression. There's always progression. I like those type of, like Rick and Morty. There's always something. Like Morty learns a little better. Rick sometimes is learning like more compassion.
Rick and Morty's an interesting one because I feel like that show struggles with balancing story and I think I'd probably get a lot of hate for this, but like I think that show really struggles with telling story and doing like the cartoons. It had so much potential to just be like a very strong, funny story cartoon, but then I feel like it kind of got lost in its like now it kind of feels like a Family Guy where you're just kind of like one opposite. And I think it's funnier than those shows, but I think its problem is they're trying to stretch it out. Yeah. Because instead of just telling the story seamlessly, you have to you want 11 seasons out of this. So you're going to keep adding just different episodes and fun like this, that. So it can never fully like be the story. Because the early seasons, the story's good.
It's so good.
And then a couple episodes in like season 4 or 5, I don't watch anymore. I stopped a while ago.
I stopped after. I don't even think I'm on season 7.
I stopped after season 4. My older brother loves it. And, like, we talk about it a lot because I like it. I don't watch episodes here and there. But, like, from what I understand, like, they'll tell stories in, like, individual episodes. Yeah. But then you won't get any connection to that maybe a couple seasons later. Yeah. So it's just like, like, that sucks. But adults, you're right. It does feel like an adult, like, animated cartoon with a more sitcom feel. Exactly. And because it's live action. You can't do as much as you could in an animation show.
But I like it this way.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's amazing. I love that show so much. I really hope they haven't greenlit second season yet. They haven't said if they're doing a second season. And it's bugging me. Like, it's like one of those things where I'm just like, I'm on my phone and I'm like scrolling and I'm waiting for it to just say canceled. It says canceled, I will riot. I will actually riot. Like, FX, I hope you're listening because I will be very upset though. Please don't cancel. This show has so much potential. Again, the problem with shows nowadays is we feel like we need to like hit immediately. We can't let things grow. Let's let this one grow because there's potential here. But yeah, that's it. You have anything else you want to say?
What is your overall grade on a scale of 1 to 10 for this show?
I think I said it last week, and I don't remember what I said. I think I said a 7.
Okay.
I think I said a 7. I think I said a 7 with the potential to grow. Because I don't want to, like, push high yet. The show's still just starting. It's like, I don't want to be like, oh, it's a 9, it's an 8, it's a whatever, you know? Because for me, like, I've seen a lot of these kinds of shows, and I like to be careful with how I can. Because they're going to be strong in the beginning. How is it going to shape up later? Yeah. First season, super strong, great start, but like there still could be more. I think especially with the limited amount of episodes, I would have loved 12, 13, 14 instead of 8. You know, 8 for a sitcom isn't enough for me. I think it needs 12. I miss 24 personally for sitcoms. I miss like long sitcoms, but that's just not the world we live in. And also I think 12 and 13 is a lot more palatable, but also long enough to like get more story out of there. So I would have loved it to be longer, but if that's my only complaint, then like I think you're fine. Like I think if my complaint is I wish there was more, like you guys are doing something right. So just keep it up. I love the show.
Sir, you are experiencing a mental health crisis. Step 1, these resources get... Oh, there's a paywall.